Good morning, everybody. This is take two. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. Today is Wednesday, so on Wednesday, we're always here with our money mindset coach, Coach Karen Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. I'm Tara Lita from California Cover Ups. My co host, Miss Francine Gregory, is on the road today. And so we are in the studio, and I was in charge. And for those of you who are watching over on YouTube, I actually had to back out and come back because I forgot to add that to the to the streaming. So if you were wondering what happened to the first broadcast, that
we're good. We're all good. We're all good.
But the good news is we're all here in the studio, and Coach Karen is here with wonderful thoughts to help us do business better. How you doing this morning, Coach?
Oh, I'm fantastic. I'm fabulous.
I am so sorry about the confusion.
Oh my God. It happens. It happens. Listen, there's a lot of things in the air that's happening, okay? And it affects you from all angles. You get hit with it and you don't even realize you get hit with it. So that's just the way it is, okay? So now
thank you for being so kind.
Today we're talking about the people pleaser and the effects of it. So we're going to talk about 3 different areas of it, just so we clarify. No accusation, no feeling bad, just acknowledgement, so that you can move forward in this great life that you've had. Okay. I know 2020 hit, and I know there's several different layers of things that has happened, and I know it makes you feel like this is the worst year ever. Most people asking for it to be raised, to start over. It's not going to happen. The year is the year. The year is the year of learning, growing, enduring, understanding, looking after yourself. This year is an awesome year. Don't look at what's only in front of you. Dig deeper. The top stuff is only the top stuff. Never mind what I see it. This year is an awesome year. You're going to look back and really know why 2020 is an awesome year next year. Okay? All right, guys. Little speech done. Moving forward. People pleaser. We're going to cover 2 things today. We're going to cover what it looks like. And we can cover here's why it's hard to break. It's why it's hard to break. And what it's costing you. So what it's costing you. Yeah, what it's costing you. It does. And I was going to start off differently this month, but this has to be the forefront so that we can dive into the other things that I want for the rest of the month. And I'm going to breathe here. Because it doesn't look like you are pleasing when you're a people pleaser. I'm going to just track back and tell you where it starts. Little kids will do what they want to do. And we as parents, even though the younger folks are understanding now that they don't have to push, will push the kid into pleasing the adult. And that's where it starts. Now, not discipline, not behavior, just watching what an adult like, and you start pleasing that adult to get what you want. You're not understanding it yet because you're a kid. But go ahead, Terry.
So does that mean the kids can read the room better than we can?
Oh, definitely. Once they get a certain age, they read the room really well. They have nothing else to do but read the room.
Read the room, girl, because we could look across that church and things would calm down, girl.
Amen. You've got to get in there. You got to read it, and so kids know this and they use it. Here's the part about it is it grows like anything else. People who start their business and worried about not making money in the business, what they have to understand, as the business grows, they're going to make money. If you're in business, you're going to make money. But you have to be patient and understand foundational things, set up your business right, and it's going to make money. But you got to understand that. And this is the hardest thing when somebody doesn't have money in their pocket. You said, I know you can sell these masks. I know you can sell what people want right now, but you're not ready yet to sell it. And you're like, well, I'm going to miss the train. That train wasn't for you because you're not prepared for that train. If you jump on the train and you weren't dressed, you're going to be one shoes on, one shoes off. You're going to feel the cold metal of the train, any nasty that drop in the train. You weren't ready for that train. Okay? You got to be ready for the train.
I like the way you put that. I like the way you put that.
So you got to be ready to do stuff. And this is from experience, watching and researching and seeing how, when you're not ready, what happens. So you start pleasing that young.
Hmm.
And if you are a difficult person, because there is difficult people, sometimes we don't like to acknowledge it, but there's difficult people. And I'm not asking about what the reason make them become difficult, but there's difficult people because that tendency was inside of them. So people and the things that they go through activate that, and it highlights it more. So when you meet the person, you're in contact with them, you start seeing that side of them because that's their defense. That's their go-to place. So that's what shows up for you.
Wow.
And when
Okay.
that when that shows up for you, it depends on who you're mingling with. It shows up differently for everybody.
Yeah.
If you see it's going to be good for your advantage, you start using it, right? But in that same essence, you're pleasing people to get to use it. But it doesn't look like if you're pleasing people. And that's just one instance. It doesn't look like you're pleasing people, but you are to get to where you want to get. People call it suck up, people call it whatever. But you start pleasing people. You're back into that place where they must like me. I'm going to showcase what I can do so they can like me. And you overdo at times. And I watch so many people do this, and I'm like, oh, you're going overboard. Don't do it this way. Don't get sucked into that because you think you're helpful. And helpful is good because I'm a helpful person. But you have to be careful, such a thin line where you start pleasing people and the favor is now returned to you. So now you're way far over here and you're trying to catch back yourself, but you've let them in so much that it's hard to reach back and bring you back over here. That
Wow.
really lends itself into the no game. You can be caring, you can love somebody, you can still tell them no. It's okay to still tell them no, because if they're taking up your space and getting in your mind and having you doubt yourself and keep pushing them in front of you, you are a big time people pleaser. You have cultivated this culture around yourself that it really didn't matter who you meet, you are going to bend over backward pleasing whomever it is that you feel you need to please.
Indeed. Indeed. And this is happening in all different levels of business,
Yes, yes,
especially right now. I'm
yes,
talking to a lot of customers who are trying to figure out, with Biz Chicks, who are trying to figure out whether or not to post regarding the different things that are going on in social media.
yes.
And so they're making these decisions, um, and then trying to balance, am I doing this because people are demanding it, or am I doing this because I want to commit to this?
Exactly.
Just different things going through,
Yes,
conversations going through our minds.
yes, yes. And we're doing it out of not only, for me as a leader, I have to sit back and I've been in a leader role forever. So I always have to sit back to see what I want to do, not because the crowd is doing it, not because I'm forced to do it. And when I
Mm-hmm.
ask myself the important questions, um, I feel good in my spirit when I not compromising but doing what my heart is telling me, what I prayed about or what I should do. So I'm gonna contact friends and make sure they're okay. But if I don't think that I have to be in the political realm posting, then I'm not going to post. And
Mm-hmm.
if you want to call me out for it, you go right ahead. But I'm not gonna do it to satisfy you or for
Yeah.
you to hear this other voice say it. Because if I had something to say, then I would say, or when I do, I will, but I'm not going to be forced into it just because.
Because it's a trend. I'm not going to just jump on a trend.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm not going to do that. I'm just not going to do it. And so it shows up so differently that sometimes you're like, well, I don't please people. I don't do this, but you're doing it automatically almost that you don't even notice that you're doing it. So the second part is the reason it's hard to break is because that's who you are. That's part of your momentum.
Yes.
I'm asking you now to interrupt that. People don't like discomfort. People don't like interruptions. And if you're a people pleaser and you're at the far end of it, it is harder for you than somebody who is in the middle or who's just starting out. It
Mm-hmm.
is just that harder. And so you would need breaks. I talk about breaks all the time. You would need breaks to evaluate yourself. Matter of fact, that's why I consistently tell people you need breaks to evaluate yourself. For me, it's cleaning and organizing, and it allows me to, and I do it with a notepad. By the way, there's a pen and paper sitting on my cutting table or somewhere around when if I'm organizing this office, because the ideas flow and it clarify, and ugly things show up that I have to deal with, and good stuff show up too. I have to allow both of them to happen so that I can get out of it, so I can move and grow myself. And this is the part for me. Everybody got their own thing. There's time when it's sewing at the machine that does that for me. When I'm getting my hair done, I do that too. So those sports allow me to see clearly the things that I'm messing up or the bad habits that I got, so that I can go in and correct. So you don't have to feel guilty about it. But you do have to break those habits. You do have to understand that it's happening. You don't have to go away feeling guilty and I can't change it. It's like if you set up to do something for this whole week and you lost 2 days, you only lost 2 days, but you still got 3 days left. And if you're a 6-day worker, you still got 4 days left. Don't let the 2 days stop you from doing the other 4 days. You still have life. If you've been being a people pleaser your whole life, admit it. I am caring. I go overboard looking after people. And why do I do it? Is it because I'm feeling inadequate? I'm feeling I'm not enough? Is this making me, am I doing it because I want to fit in? Do I feel like like an add-on person, a left wheel, whatever it is that is having you do this? You have to examine it and take a look, because it's not the people, it's you overextending and overdoing yourself. And I know for me, I didn't think I was a people pleaser, but I could see how I did it in other areas. And when I was in primary school, I saw it and I self-correct. High school, saw it, self-correct. And it's not because it was a bad thing, but I was going too far left. I was going, the teachers love me, I love them. And in that mingle, they were stepping over and I was allowing them to step over. So it's twofold. I was allowing them to step over.
That's my phone. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Like, who's talking? Oh, it's you.
What's going on?
So that's why it's hard to break, because self-examination is not an easy task.
No, it's not.
It's not an easy task.
It's not fun either.
It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun. In my program, one of the main things I always ask in each program, of course, is who's your cheerleaders, how you're going to look after yourself. Those are such important things that programs shouldn't be without, because some people don't even understand that that's a must. I've decided when I offer my new program, they're going to have a 0 module where you're coming in and just getting some things straightened out before you even actually get into the work, because it's going to prep you and set you up like a prerequisite so that you come in ready to actually do the work. I want to prepare people for the work. So it's not an easy task, but it's doable. And what is it costing you? Every time you say yes to something that is out of your lane, it costs you money and time. Currency is money and time. Currency is both things, and you really have to pay attention to it. I was telling
Hi, Jill. How you doing?
Hi, Jill. I was telling a friend, my daughter's friend, the other day. We were talking something. I said, if you go willy-nilly, we're talking about money. And I said to her, if you don't understand what you're going to shop for and your budget, when you get to the grocery store, you can spend $400, $500, $600 easy.
That's true.
Easy. And lots of time when you're in the store, 2 things happen this week. When you're in the store, if you're a people pleaser, you start remembering Cousin Shirley could have used some chicken, Cousin Doreen need some pasta, and you start feeling for these people. Was that on your list? Was it in your budget? No.
Oh, Biz Chicks is all about, is it on the schedule and is it in the budget? Those are the 2 questions.
He said, Karen, why are you like this? I'm like, our grandson, we're buying stuff for him. Okay. What is the budget for the grocery you're buying to drop off our grandson? This is the number. Okay. Here are the things we're buying in this number. Well, we could know this is the number. This is our number. This is his number. This is not going to make anybody feel any different. They're happy. We're doing it. We want to. Nobody asks us. Why are you trying to add these other things in? He's a little kid. He can't use up all this stuff at once. Let's
Hey,
separate.
Robin.
This is the
Rob.
budget. Hi, Robin.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're doing. This is what's happening. But subconsciously, you are overcompensating for something else, but you're not paying attention to it. So you keep going around in this circle. You're overcompensating. I mean, you're real in the people pleasing realm. And I say this to my daughter all the time. I said, Petra, you can't go shopping like that. Who are you trying to impress? Mom, nobody. You are. Who are you trying to please?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. You are. Give her a couple of days. She'll come right back. Mom, I took it back. Good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's
Because we have time to digest. Did we really need that? Who was it really for? Okay. All right. So that's what it looks like. It looks like us constantly trying to make other people like us.
happy with us, feel good
Uh-huh.
about us, and it showcases we care and what's going on. And that's what we do personally, and we extend that into our business. We extend
Mm-hmm.
that into our business, and that's why I say, what is it costing you? Because if
I don't wanna.
Milo on, if somebody is quiet and you were charging $20, all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden in your head and in your spirit and in your mind, you're like, I could give them for 15, maybe $10. Well, let me tell you what happened to when you got a $20 product and you sell it to five people, that's $100. When you got a product and you sell it to five people at $15, that's $75. You just lose $25. When you have a product and you sell to five people at $10, that's $50. You just lose 50% of your money.
Wow.
Now, if you didn't set that up to,
Now, yeah. Now
yep,
here's a comment from Robin, and we had an earlier comment. Let me scroll up here from Jill if I can find it. But Lawan, I mean Robin saying learning those skills young, that's good for your daughter. Yeah, it is. A lot of the things that we do are not for us. Oh yes, and here earlier you were talking about foundation. Foundation, love that. She loved that
yeah,
piece that you, when you were talking about that earlier.
yeah.
Okay, so I just want to give a shout out to Luana and um, Robin and all of you who've joined us here. We got some folks over on Periscope. Okay, go ahead.
That's all right. And so you start seeing, I like to showcase how it's costing you. And so you can understand when people say to me, I don't have any more money left, or when we're looking at their budget and I go in and find money, I find money because the
Mm-hmm.
money is there already. We find money because maybe they're not charging what they're supposed to charge, so that
Mm-hmm.
their business can thrive. Lots of times, people will say, I don't want. A lot of people say, I want to make $5,000 in my business, and then I get in there and I'm like, but you are making $5,000 in your business, and the way you're spending it, the way you're charging, the way you're pricing, you can't go past that. And let me tell you, if you want to make $5,000 in your business, you have to make more because you have to cater for your expenses, for taxes, and all these other things that happen in your business. So if you want to make $5,000 for your business, let's discuss how much you actually have to make so that you could settle back into this $5,000 that you're looking to make and then grow from there. And if you're doing all these things that is pulling you away from your things that you need to do and you haven't set up
Mm-hmm.
that foundational stuff that is so important, boring, long, drudgery, yes, all the names you don't like, I'm going to just say it out loud because it's happening in your head. You got to learn it and you got to do it. And you're going to notice over time, it is not anymore because you see the benefit from it. One of the frightening things for people is if you have no money, I'm going to insist on this. If you have no money and you're afraid of making money at the same time because it happens, you do all sort of things that still doesn't make you any money because your choices
Mm-hmm.
are so poor at that moment because you think if I do this I'm going to quickly get money in my pocket. If you do it,
Mm-hmm.
it's not sustainable. It's
Ah.
not sustainable. It's like I was telling a lady, a client of mine at the time, I says, when you buy in a sale, you didn't save any money. The only way you save money is if a dress was $85 and it was on sale and you were able to pay, I don't know, 65 or let's $50 for the dress. Your job is to take the $35 and that's how you save. Now, if you took the $35 and save it, you have saved. But if you pay the $50 and you said, oh my God, I just got the sale for $50, but the $35 that you were going to spend before you spend it on something else, you haven't saved.
Ah, interesting.
You haven't saved anything.
I never thought of it that way.
Here.
So if I took the whole $50, even though the dress was 15 or whatever,
The dress was 85.
Okay, and save the remainder, the $35, as though I had spent it, put it over there in my 401k or whatever, and forget about it.
You have saved.
Now I'm saving.
Now you save.
That just makes sense. And then it's the same expense because I would have ordinarily bought the dress anyway. But now the $35 is working for me for the rest of my life.
Right. And here's what people do. When they go to sale and they think they save, they take the money and buy more stuff.
They do. We do. We really do. It's
Sale.
like, now I can buy the shoes.
Sale is about learning. It's about helping you to buy more. Sale is not about saving you.
Wow. that was worth the price of admission right there. What do you guys think of that? What would you have done? Let me ask them while we're getting ready to talk about, how to break the habit. But what would you have done with that 35 quote unquote extra dollars? That savings. What were you? I would have been looking for shoes. I'm just gonna tell the truth. Oh my gosh. It's an annual sale. Now I can go downstairs and get with the matching shoes.
That's what we do. And then
Wow. But from now on, I'm going to look at that differently because that money would have been gone anyway under normal circumstances. But if I put it to work for me over time, oh my gosh. Hush your mouth. Go ahead.
It's such a fun thing when your money's working for you, because then it's almost like you get free money when your money's working for you, right? We spend time giving that kind of. A matter of fact, whatever you get on interest is most time less than you'd pay on a credit card anyway, right? I would look for gemstones to buy. Yeah, because you figure it's at a discount because you saved the $35, right? Oh my gosh. Really, we need to tell the truth and shame the devil. Yeah. I like that.
I'm just telling you, they would have been on my feet.
Mm-hmm. Because business is there to make money. So when sales are built in, is on the understanding that I'm going to sell more. I'm having this sale. More people are going to buy. They have a few things in the store for sale. 3/4 of it is not for sale. But we're in there and we shop like crazy. Like we go in there and we just buy up things like crazy, right?
Yes.
Regardless if it's grocery or clothing or anything, we just go and we buy a whole bunch of it. All right. Where were we?
Wow. Well, we need to, you said, now that we know what it looks like, how do we break it?
How do you
break this people-pleasing habit?
You have to set yourself, as I always say, understanding who you are, because we're going to please people in some capacity, but we don't want to go far left. So the self-examination is number one. You have to be truthful to yourself. Remember, you're not reporting to myself or Terry or none of us. You're reporting to each other. You're just reporting to yourself. You really have to understand that. Am I saying too much yeses to people that doesn't fit in my currency bracket, which is time or money? Am I going, again, too left? And if your answer is yes, How can I cut back? And find those steps for yourself and cut back. I have my own rhythm, but you find your own and cut back on what it is you're saying yes to. And you're going to leave some more space for yourself. Sometimes people don't realize that how many space you need. You need space to think, process, learn things. You need this space. And when you don't have this space, it's because it's congested with you pleasing people. Oh, pass me that cup in a minute. And you go past the cup. Oh, turn on the lights. Okay, I turn on the lights. I mean, it's ridiculous, especially if you're in an office and you pass people and they ask you to do stuff. You're not even looking after and understanding how much time they've taken away from you. Now you're back at the desk and you're trying to do a whole bunch of work and you can't get your work done because you spent 15 minutes turning on the light, turn on the printer, pass this paper, put in the ink. You're busy, not getting your work done. Using up your currency. Let's talk about
the 30 minutes they spend in your cubicle talking to you.
Yeah.
And that's your most productive time of day.
Yeah. And don't feel afraid. in my professional thing, a time at the office, I literally will tell people, and my friend first used to say, Karen, why are you saying that? I'm like, are you coming to get something done? Just please move on. Like literally, why are you standing here? Like right now, I have to get people payroll set up so I can send it in so you guys can be paid. What are we talking about? Oh, Karen, I just wanted to stop and hi, bye. Let me get this money in because you ain't gonna get paid. That'll make them move quickly too because everybody want to be paid. So those are the things that you really need to look at. Pay attention to yourself. Remember, we are in control of what happened with us, to us, about us. We really are. We cannot give that power over to anybody because if you do, they're going to use it and abuse it, intentionally or unintentionally. We're humans, and that's what humans being do. You have to be extra conscious to not do it. Like you have to consciously not do it because I know my kids love to please me and they'll do anything for me. So as they get older and they would say stuff to me about things, I start being extra conscious of how I behave with them because these are adults eventually that I'm raising, and I want them to be confident in themselves. I want them to have this voice. And I know my mom and my husband used to say, Karen, they're saying this and they shouldn't say that. But one of the reasons I had allowed my kids to be vocal is because I want them to speak up. Because when you can't speak up to your mom or your dad or your elders, and not in a rude way, you can't speak up to your boss, you can't speak up in school, you might not realize that you can't speak up. And you might not understand because these people are older than you. So all of a sudden, this authoritative figure is in front of you and you don't feel you can speak up. And when you can't speak up, you also start catering to them. And then you move into that cycle where you're trying to please them so that it'll be okay with you. And so it's so sneaky and easy to do. So I allow my kids to speak up, and I tell people, when you have your children, you allow them to speak up. You correct the correction you correct what needs to be corrected, but you allow them to speak up. Because it's important for them to speak up.
I'm not going to touch that. I'm not touching that. Okay, because that is a historical thing in America.
Yes. I'm not going to go any further, but just
but we need to break the cycle.
Yes. How it leads into other things and how it just affects people. It really affects people terribly when they're not able to speak up. So you got to know what your blessings. And I know that was a blessing for me, so I help people speak up. And it's hard. So today I'm gonna just go over quickly what we covered. Today we covered being a people pleaser and what it looks like, because it shows up differently for everybody. But once you're tilting to the left with a lot of yeses and I will do and I must do, then you are allowing yourself to not do also enough for you. You're not doing enough for you. And you really have to pay attention. We hear all the time, mothers look after everybody except themselves. And it's so true because we were taught that way, and we got to break that. And it's hard to break because you've been doing it for so long.
And it's been modeled for so long.
Yes, yes. And it's a training, it's a conditioning that has happened. It wasn't overnight, it's slowly. So please be patient with yourself, understanding that it is going to be slowly for you to get out of this too. So you can't just rush out of it, because you're going to be right back in it. If you paid out, if you had money and you had debts and you paid off all your debts one time, you'll be right back in debt.
Mm.
Because you built up into that debt. Now, I'm not telling you to let your debt go forever. I'm just saying that if you had debt, you would want to stagger your debt, and you want to feel the emotions that you need to feel when you pay back the debt. It's important. It is imperative that you feel it and you have it done, so that you walk yourself through that debt and you understand what it costs you. And I really don't do debt repair for people, but I tell them, pay attention what it costs you. If your credit card is X amount of percentage, look at the number that they're telling you. It's on your left side. Look at the number that they're telling you that is interest, and which is your primary number. So a lot of time your interest is a bigger number than the primary number you're paying back. So when you pay $100, if it was $39, let's say they said you pay $60 or something, and when you finish paying the $60, all you realize that you really paid was $21 or $18. All the rest was interest.
Mm-hmm.
Multiply that number, whatever was the interest, for a year, and see how much you're paying to them per year. Feel that feeling. Feel guilty for sure, but don't stay there too long. Feel sad, sure, don't stay there too long. Just acknowledge what that number is and understand what that number is. And then sit with yourself to find out, how could I speed this up so it doesn't take me a year? So I don't give the credit card company all this money for the year, whether it's $200-$300. And if it's really big, you're probably giving them that for 5 years, So when you add it up, you see how much that is. And it's less than if you had invested it for sure. They get more money off of you. So you want to pay attention so that you can in turn go and invest, double up your money. All right. So you can invest. All right. That's a different topic. But I'm just giving a reference.
Yes. Now, Brenda says, my youngest son realized that when he was 7, still talks back now, but he's hugging me every day. Okay. And then she says, he raises my blood pressure and debates me constantly. Okay, but he's not a people pleaser.
He's a debater. That's my dog. She's a debater. Like, you know what? And it helps you as a mom. Not when they're happening immediately, but it helps you as a mom. When kids are like to debate and like to have, because they really want to have a discussion with you, and you're the only person right now that they can have it with easily, in a sense, the mom. So they're having it with you, and they're telling you right now, here's who I am as a person. If you shut it down a lot, then over time, especially boys, they become quiet and they don't say. So as mom of boys, I know that my boys are quieter than my daughter. But we still have debates. Like because I'm the kind of mom who will push and they will push back, and we'll have it. I allow them to have their say, and I will always say to them, I said, you can't be rude and obnoxious with it, but we definitely could debate what I'm asking you to do that you don't want to do. We could talk about why you don't want to do it and why you think I'm taking advantage of you. Yes, we can have that, but you can't be disrespectful. And that was it. Like, we can have that. That is important. It can't be shut down,
Civil discourse.
Mm-hmm.
and in a safe space.
Yes.
Because
yes.
then now people are learning how to communicate their feelings and not feel like they have to shut everything down and be compliant constantly and feel threatened when they're not compliant.
Yes. I was telling my daughter and my son, I said, when we get kids, it's not for what we think it was. When it dawned on me, I was like, didn't like it. I said, it's so nice and cuddly, cute, and blah, blah, blah. No, we get kids so we can learn about ourselves. Our children teaches us who we are, who we can stand, what we can tolerate, and what we can and can't do. If we're paying attention, there's so much lessons. The minute you get pregnant, a lesson start. And when the kid come out, woo! Lessons all over the place, okay?
Yep. I'm watching my new granddaughter. She's like 7 months. It's
very.
She has a little personality.
Yeah, and then we didn't have them. It's our grands, so it's totally like, to me with my grandkids, I'm getting to see them better, because with my children, I was in college, working differently.
We
So
were
I
just
didn't
in
get
the
that.
moment, weren't we? Yeah.
I
We
didn't
didn't have
have.
time to sit back and appreciate.
So this is
Mhm.
allowing that, right? So this is allowing that. So yeah. All right. So where are we at? Yeah. So to break the habit, as we're just going through it quickly, to break the habit, you really have to pay attention to who you are, what you need to do for yourself to get you out of it. The minute you're feeling, and there's a feeling that come about, when people ask you to do something and you're feeling annoyed within yourself and you don't want to do it, you tip the scale. That's like you're touching the shoulder. I'm extended myself too much. I've pleased too many people for today already. And here's a third. And it didn't matter who it is. You really have to just stand up for yourself and say, hey, I wish I could do this for you today, but it's not going to happen. However,
I'm
you
out
do
of yeses.
it. No more, no more. That's why I like giving my clients, here's how much yeses you need, especially the ones who are really bad. I have to limit them to only 5. I know it's painful for a lot of them because they're like, 5 for the whole month? Yes. You're being too far, we got to rein you back. You got to pick who you're going to say yes to. And, one got to be for yourself. So, we go 4.
Oh, okay. All right.
And what is it costing you? It costs you
Mhm.
your currency, which is time and money. It really depletes it. It takes it away. It really truly takes away your time and your money. If you're in a job and want to start a business and you're pleasing a lot of people, when you come home, you're so tired, you can't focus on your business, which means you can't develop your business to where you want to see it. If you're in your business full time and you're working from home, this other part is the hardest for work at home people, especially the newbies. And even some people who've been doing it for a while, when I tell them how much hours you can work, they're like, I can't do that. I can never do that. Yes, you could. You cook and you have a meeting with your family. If you got a lot of people in your house, when it's you alone, it's easier, I find. But if you got people, you have to have this meeting. And trust me, in the meeting, nobody want to talk to you. They're upset with you. They're vexed with you. Who cares? At this moment in time, this is you and this is what you're doing. I'm a mom. I got a husband. You put them to sit down there. They all there. Nobody's gonna be happy with you. Just to be clear, nobody's gonna be happy with you. But you say to them, I am going to be doing this. And here's the time slot that I have for family. Here's what I can do in this time slot for family. And what I'm going to ask each and every one of you to do is tell me how I can serve you really well and put it down. And I'm going to schedule it in so that I can help in this time slot. So if I got 3 kids, I can't spend hour on each kid in homework zone. No, the kid has to spend some responsibility, and I can only spend 30 minutes with this kid. So an hour and a half. And husband, this is what you need. This is what I can do for you. And this is what I can do for the whole family. Food, blah, 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 blah. And you get that done. And as the individual, as the mom, has to stick with it because their job is to wear you down. Let me just tell you, their job is to wear you down. Why they're doing this? That's their job, to wear you down. And your job is to stand firm and say, I'm not doing it. Jane can help you. Paul can help you. But I can't help you because this is the time I have. This is my work. This is family time. And this is my business time. And nobody's going to get it because until the business makes money, nobody cares that you're trying to struggle and start a business. Just swear by it. Nobody cares.
There you go. I also want to say it can cost you your health because if you're paying attention to everybody else, my God, how many times has our health gone unchecked, taking care of so many people?
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, we're gone, and now who's going to take care of them?
My grandma used to say, you never heard the death announcement of work. Shirley might die, Carrie might die, but work never dies. It's going to be there for the next generation and the next generation. So,
Exactly. Well, Coach, thank you so much. Can just do us a quick recap, and then we're out of here. We want to give you time to carry on with your day. How you doing, Charlene? I didn't see you in here.
Today we talk again about the people pleasers and what it looks like. We talk about getting out of the habit, breaking the habit, and what it's costing you, which is currency, time, and money, guys. And we want to not be doing that. And this is the month that takes us into the new half of the year. I want your business to do well. I want you to see you shine. I want you, this November come around and you're like, 2020, I did it. Okay? That's what I want to
love it. Okay, guys, we want you to know that you can find Coach Karen on the web everywhere at Profits in Daily, and I'm going to put that up in the chat here. She is here to help you get your money mindset straight. Talk, Karen, because it's hard for me to talk and type.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in Profits in Daily everywhere. My Facebook group is Entrepreneur Profits in Daily. We talk a lot about, we're going to be this whole week, like from today, we're going to be really diving into my freebie, which is Feel It, Find It, Do It, just expressing and just talking through it. That's leading into my 4-hour workday program. And we're really going to be talking about it. And there, guys, I'm going to give you guys a little tidbit. There, we're doing, that program is starting in July. My founding members is going to get 50% off. And what I talk about stand true. The program, I'm going to tell the price right now, is $2,000. If you come in as a founding member, it can cost you $1,000. Your job is to behave as though you paid the full money, because anybody after that is going to pay that. Could you imagine if you start thinking about paying $2,000 and you pay the $1,000, what you can do with the other $1,000?
Mm-hmm.
Plus what you're going to make once you learn all the things I'm going to teach you to make your business explode. Yes, I can say that. Explode. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you, Brenna says, thank you, ladies. Have a great day. We'll see you soon, Brenna.
Thanks, everybody.
So we just want to remind everybody that tomorrow is Thursday. We'll be here with Happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shimizu and friends, because if you don't have your health, you can't keep your wealth. So guys, we just want to thank you for tuning in and taking time out of your busy day. We want to remind you that Friday we'll be talking tech and English, so don't be scared. Come on over, bring your questions and your conversations, and don't forget to go to the front of your own line. We love you. See you soon. Bye-bye.